Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. We are currently in week 7 of the How to Create Your Dream Space series. There's only 2 more episodes left and I cannot wait to finish this entire series with you. Today's video is all about purchasing. I want to offer my top designer tips when it comes to purchasing big ticket home items. We're talking about sofas, beds, dining tables, even kitchen appliances and lighting. Anything that you'll be investing at least $1,000 on. You'll be making these pretty huge investments down the line, and these are my top designer tips that I offer to my own clients. Anytime I embark on a brand new interior design, I always sit down with my clients. Once we figure out the function of the space, the styles, the color palettes, we finally get to the part where we put the mood boards together and all the finishing touches into place, it's time for them to purchase. This is the point where everyone gets a little paralyzed. You know that you're going to be spending quite a bit of money and you want to make sure that you make the right decision. Here are the top things that you need to consider when purchasing these big ticket items and the key questions you must ask yourself. Let's start with the living room. The sofa is going to be your big ticket purchase for this space, so here are the things that you need to look out for. You want to make sure that you choose a super sturdy frame. Look for something with hardwood construction. Oak, beech, or ash is usually very durable and long-lasting. It's the most expensive option, but also the best investment to make down the line. Softer wood like pine is a popular, affordable option, and a lot of what IKEA is made of, but it may warp or buckle after a few years of heavy use. A sofa frame made of particle board, metal, or plastic is likely going to warp or crack and generally very uncomfortable, so definitely avoid those if you can. Frame construction is usually the major difference between cheaper sofas versus more expensive ones. You also want to look for hand-tied springs. 8-way hand-tied springs are the best on the market. They're super comfortable and durably constructed. They may also have a higher price tag to match. The less expensive option are serpentine springs, which are pre-assembled segments of snaking, twisting wire. You can tell which ones are the cheap, lightweight serpentine springs. The minute you press on them, you can feel the frame sag and bounce right back. Let's talk about the different types of cushions and fillings. Polyurethane foam is a very common cushion filling, and it's very durable and easy to maintain. But you want to be selective when sourcing your foam. If you source foam that's too dense, it can feel hard, and foam that's too soft can deteriorate quickly with regular use. I custom make a lot of sofa and seating for my clients, and I always specify the medium density foam. Firm foam wrapped in polyester batting is also a really great durable choice that's comfortable. If you're looking for the top of the line sofa like super creme de la creme, I would recommend high resilient foam that's wrapped in a feather and down combo. It's lush, it's plump, it's long lasting, but of course if you have allergies, goose down and feathers might not be the right choice for you. You also want to look for durable fabrics. Sofas made in cotton, linen, and leathers are classic upholstery materials that are durable and last over time. Synthetic fabrics like microfiber and ultra suede are super easy to clean and a very economical choice. If you have kids or pets, microfiber is a really great choice because it's so easy to wipe down with just a wet cloth. Ultimately, you want to choose the fabric that works the best with your lifestyle and the maintenance that you can commit to. If you're sourcing online, you want to look for all the keywords that we spoke about in this section to determine the right fit for you. Lastly, you want to make sure that you measure the sofa very carefully. You want to make sure that the sofa will fit through any doorways and passages in your home. Oftentimes, the legs will be removable so you can fit it right through a passageway. I've custom made a really huge sectional for my client before, and this was a measurement that they approved. When we measured the sofa, we made sure that it fit through all of the doors and passageways. We gave it probably about 1-inch clearance, but what we forgot to consider was the width of this curved staircase that the sofa had to pass through. What we ended up doing was hoisting the sofa over the balcony and through a back door. It was such a challenge, but in the end, we figured it out. So make sure you always double check your measurements. An accent chair is also called an occasional chair or a side chair, and sometimes they cost as much as a sofa. It's definitely an investment that you want to consider because it brings so much style to a space. Decide if you want your chair to complement or contrast your decor. An accent chair can be purchased to coordinate with your existing furnishings, or it can become a statement piece all on its own. Many home furnishing stores carry more options online than they're featured on their showroom floors, so I always suggest searching online for that perfect piece to finish the space. With COVID restrictions in place, not all shops are open right now anyways. With plenty of details available in the product descriptions, you'll be equipped to make a smart purchase over the internet without seeing the accent chair in person. You absolutely want to make sure that you choose a style that you love. Avoid making a purchase based on price alone. An accent chair is a similar investment just like a sofa, so make sure the style, the fabric, and the details are a statement that you want to make in your space and you'll enjoy for years to come. Let's move on to coffee tables. Coffee tables are pretty much a standard height, so if you're ever wondering what size coffee table to get, only consider the length and the width for the measurements. The material and finish of the coffee table is going to be up to your lifestyle to dictate. If you have kids, I don't think glass would be the greatest option because they can bang something and it could crack and break. If you want to double up on the function of your coffee table and also use it as an ottoman, look for something upholstered. You can easily put a tray right on top of the coffee table so it works as a surface space as well. How about the shape of the coffee table? If you have a rectangular space, I usually like to specify something that mimics the shape of the room. In this case, either a rectangle or an oval. If you have more of a squared off space, you could choose a coffee table that's square or round. A round shape allows you more space to maneuver around the furniture. Round coffee tables also work best if you're short on space. Moving on to the bedroom. Here are the key things that you need to look out for when purchasing a bed frame. I'll assume that you already have a mattress in place and it's a mattress that you love and it's super comfortable since you'll be spending 1/3 of your life on this mattress. The next step would be buying a bed frame. Style is what most people look out for, but there are so many options out there. I want to make sure you ask yourself these key questions before investing in that bed frame. Let's start from the foundation. Slats versus box spring. This is what you don't see once the mattress is on top. The slats or the box spring has everything to do with how comfortable the mattress is. The wider the distance between the slats, the greater chance of wearing and tearing the mattress. So you want to look for slats that usually aren't wider than 2.5 inches apart. There are two common types of slats, sprung and flat slats. Sprung slats have curved wooden slats within the frame and it gives the bed a natural bounce. The thicker the sprung slats are, the firmer the base. Beware of cheaper sprung slats. They may not support your weight and they'll cause breakage to the slats and then tears to the mattress. On the other hand, flat wooden slats are the economical choice, and if you've ever purchased anything from IKEA, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. They can still provide firm support, but may not last years down the line. A box spring consists of a sturdy wooden frame covered in cloth containing springs. The springs are designed to enhance support for the mattress and the wooden structure provides a firm base. The only problem with the box spring is its air circulation. So you want to make sure that the box spring does not lay directly on the floor, that it's supported by metal rails or else it'll trap moisture and become exposed to mold. Let's talk about the height of the bed. The purpose of the bed base is to raise the height of the mattress. This allows you to climb in and out of bed easier. Some of the factors to consider are your height, the height of the mattress and the bed base combined, your comfort level, your age, and even your health condition. While style is very personal, here's a list of questions to ask yourself when choosing the style of your bed frame. What's the style and vibe of your bedroom and of your house? Do you want it to feel cohesive and flow from room to room? What is the color palette of the space? What is the color of the wall? Do you want high contrast or do you want tonal hues? Do you like a wood bed, a metal bed, or an upholstered one? How much maintenance would it be to clean? Let's talk about the dressers, cabinets, and nightstands in your bedroom. The number one question I always get asked is, do they need to match? And the short answer, no. I actually prefer to mix and match the bedroom furniture so that it doesn't look like a set. As far as nightstand heights, I like to specify dressers or cabinets. These pieces are usually a little bit taller than a typical nightstand, but to me they offer so much more storage that's functional to use. Let's move on to your dining room. The key things to look for in a dining table is usually the style and material. What is the difference between glass and wood? Glass could be a little bit more formal, but I love that they have the capacity to reflect more light into the space. If you have a smaller space, a glass table is great because you can see right through it, therefore visually expanding the space. If you need something a little bit more durable, wood is a great option. One of the most common questions I get asked is, do the wood tones have to match from the table to the dining chairs? If you're not purchasing a dining set, usually the legs and the table won't match. Just look for wood tones in similar colors or high contrast. You either want to go for a tone-on-tone match or something completely different. If the wood tones are similar but not identical, it might look like a design mistake, so steer clear of that. Moving on to the kitchen. Let's talk appliances. We'll start with the refrigerator. The first thing you need to consider is the depth of your cabinets. Counter depth versus a standard depth refrigerator. These dimensions could be between 6 and 12 inches off, so you want to make sure that you measure before sourcing. I have an open plan kitchen without a designated space for my refrigerator. When I remodeled the kitchen, I laid it out in a way where the refrigerator was exposed, which means there's no cabinets to the side of it, there's no pantry, there's no millwork that it's enclosed in, which meant that I had to specify a counter depth refrigerator so that the refrigerator doesn't stick out too far from the counters. So you first want to isolate the location of your refrigerator and measure the depth so you make sure you specify the correct one. Now let's talk about the finish of your appliances. There are so many finish options on the market today, from stainless steel to white to black, and of course you have the option to custom make panel covers specifically for that appliance. I knew I wanted a super sleek stainless steel look in my kitchen, so in this case all of my appliances are exposed. They have so much new technology on the market now. If you're afraid of like those fingerprint smudges on stainless steel, they make fingerprint resistant stainless steel panels now. Now let's talk about the main differences between the French doors, the stacking refrigerator and freezer options, and columns. If you have the space for it, of course I love a column fridge and freezer combo. A column, fridge, and freezer are two individual separate pieces, so you can put them right next to each other and create the combination that works for you. It's very common to have a double column refrigerator and a single column freezer right next to it. Consider your lifestyle and how you use the fridge. French doors are great if you want full access to the contents of your refrigerator. If you cook in large batches, you can put huge trays and containers in there, and it's really great for refrigerating pizza. The stacking option is great if you don't use a lot of freezer or refrigerator space, but you still need ample room to store your items. You need to carefully analyze how you use each appliance and what you love about them, and possibly even more importantly, what you hate. For example, I used to have that stacking refrigerator where it was a refrigerator on bottom and a freezer on top. I found that I was freezing so many items that I wanted to be able to just open the freezer and see everything that I was freezing. I was sick and tired of digging through the entire freezer, taking components out, putting it back in, just to find what I was looking for. So I was able to assess my needs and figure that a column, fridge, and freezer combo was the perfect solution for me. If you're someone who rarely freezes things, 50% of your refrigerator space as a freezer is a bit of a waste. So in this case, you might end up choosing the French door refrigerator, where there's more refrigerator space and less freezer space. Let's talk about the design details of your oven and range. In my parents' home, they had a range with a backing. The range with the backing is where all of your controls are, so if you look at the back of your range, it's not a flat surface. I realized what I didn't like about this backing style was that it got in the way of the backsplash design. I didn't realize that there is such a wide variety of ranges and styles available until I started designing for my own clients. Once I saw that you can have hidden back panels, I became obsessed with this look. Without a backing on those ranges, it allowed me to run the backsplash all the way down to the counter for a seamless look. You also want to think about this concept when choosing a dishwasher. I hate when you can see the controls on the outside of the dishwasher because I prefer a much more seamless look. I prefer hidden dishwashers myself, so I have a panel cover for my own dishwasher so it looks the same as my cabinets. There's a lot of cool technology that's out there right now, so I absolutely urge you, even if you're not shopping for new appliances, it's a really fun excursion just to go out there and take a look. So here are some key things that you can ask yourself when shopping for new appliances. Can you sell your current appliances so you can increase your budget for new pieces? When shopping for a range, also consider the hood. Do you want a hood that's hidden behind the cabinets? Or an exposed hood where you can show off those beautiful details? Definitely stay away from those microwave hoods because not only are they not strong, but they also recirculate a lot of that grease that you're cooking with in the kitchen. Be sure to consider how the appliance needs to be hooked up. If you purchase a refrigerator with an ice water dispenser, you want to make sure that you have a water line for it as well. Same goes for a gas or electric stove. If you're making the switch from electric to gas, is there gas even available in the space? If your contractor needs to run a gas line, remember that it can be very costly. Not only do they need to dig into the ground, but you also want to make sure that there's a gas line nearby. Will all of your appliances match in the same color and finish? They don't necessarily have to, especially when they're hidden behind panels that look just like your cabinets. Do you want all of your appliances to be the same brand? I don't think that's as important as getting what fits your budget and functional needs. When you're shopping for appliances, make sure that you're ready to answer those key questions. How do you currently use your refrigerator? What is it that you don't like about your stove? Do you want a top control dishwasher or a front control dishwasher? Remember to always determine the function and choose accordingly. Lastly, let's tackle lighting. I have a few lighting videos in my playlist now for inspiration and ideas, but in this video, we'll be talking about general versus task versus ambient lighting. I always like to layer lighting in my clients' spaces, so I make sure that I have a combination of all three. General lighting just fills up the room. It's typically overhead lighting that lights up the entire space. It could be recessed lights or a large chandelier. General lighting is the first layer of light that you would install for any room. Task lighting is more specific. Task lighting allows you to light up a specific task. It could be a small flush mount fixture over your dining table in the dining room. It could also be a single pendant fixture over a cozy lounge chair in your reading nook. It could also be your bedside reading lights. Task lighting allows you to light the specific task at hand. Ambient lighting is that soft glow that you get from table lamps and wall sconces, anything to light up the room and make it feel a little bit more moody. One of the most common questions I always get asked is, what color light bulbs do I buy? Color is a very personal choice, just like the color palette of your space. Color can be construed in so many ways, so what might feel warm and cozy to one person could feel cold and sterile to another. Personally, I love two types of color, either daylight or soft white. A daylight bulb color pretty much looks like natural daylight. It has a tinge of blue in there, so if you have a super modern space, sometimes it makes it feel a little bit more stark and cold. Most of the lighting in my home is soft white. It has a little bit of a warmer hue in there, and it almost mimics the look of candlelight, which I love. I would say my style is a little bit more eclectic, leaning on a neo-traditionalist vibe, so I think soft white is perfect for my space. I would go out and purchase different sets of colored bulbs to test them out. Make sure when you test them on a specific fixture, you change all the bulbs on that specific fixture to that color of light. Take a picture and then switch all the bulbs out into another color. That will give you a more accurate representation of the colors of bulbs that you prefer for each fixture. In the end, you always want to consider your budget and style when specifying all of these big ticket items. While you might have gone through your latest RH catalog and fell in love with that gorgeous cloud sectional, spending $5,000 on that sofa alone might not be within your budget. Always be practical with the amount that you're willing to spend. My key rule when it comes to purchasing, I tell all of my clients this: buy what you love. If you keep thinking about it, make the investment. You will always cherish the item knowing that you spent good money on it, versus paying a measly amount for cheaper furniture that you're just okay with because it fit your budget within that time. Chances are you'll have to spend even more money down the line replacing that cheaper item, and you spent even more valuable time thinking about the other item that you've always wanted. So to me, you'll never get that time back. Trust me, you are worth every hard-earned penny, so buy well and cry once. We have one more week of the How to Create Your Dream Space series, and if you've been following along, I hope that you are one step closer to creating your dream space. Next week is the final episode, and this one is all about styling. I want to break down all the components to finishing each room so they look completely magazine-worthy. My previous styling video was about surfaces and tables only, but in this one we'll be tackling the sofa, the beds, the kitchens, even those mantles that you guys have been asking me about. If you like this type of content, please give this video a thumbs up, comment below, and tell me what is the one big ticket purchase that you regret and why. What did you learn from it? I want to be able to help other viewers who might be in the same situation. Don't forget to share this video and series with anyone you know who's embarking on a brand new interior design. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.